So I'm a little bitter. I was hoping the Wanderer's wish thing would be right now, but it's not. Literally 2 hours. But I'm not gonna wait 2 hours to stream. Because I want to stream right now. Because I got other stuff to do today. I did get to stream early because of, I woke up super late today. So, yeah, here we are. Okay. So, we're gonna do return to the quest script to view the quest details. Okay, it's Acer Polit Chapter Act 1. Acer. Okay. Okay, it's this one. Whew. I just sneezed. I'm gonna run to this so I can play.
It's been a while since we first set foot on Inazuma. So many things have happened since then. Yeah, we've definitely made some progress on our journey. So, where should we go today? Huh?
Wait a
What's
moment. Oh shit. What's that? Oh shit. Is that supposed to be? Careful. It's supposed to be Kazuha's.
What the heck was that for?
Shit, I just remember I'm still on my
Doesn't
ammo.
let us up, huh? Alright, let's convince him to calm down a little.
Bitch, you have my sword.
Wrap up the flame. Windblade.
One with nature. That hurts.
Oh, so you don't have a vision after all. Seems like I've mistaken you for someone else.
What?
At the very least, you should make sure you've got the right person before you go attacking them.
Yeah.
No, wait! Even when you've got the right person, you shouldn't go attacking them out of the blue. It's dangerous.
Have you ever met someone by the name of Kazuha? He carries a sword just like you. I've also heard that he possesses an animo vision. That's none of your business. Never mind. You don't look like you know anything anyway. I'm wasting my time.
Alright, bitch.
What the heck is this guy's problem? Coming around here, waving that weird sword in our faces, and he didn't even apologize.
I know.
Seems like a real nutcase. Well, one thing's for sure. No way are we telling him anything about Kazuha. Right? Paimon has a feeling, though, that even if this guy gets to challenge Kazuha to a duel, he won't be able to beat him. Anyway, just to be on the safe side, we should go find Kazuha right away and tell him to watch his back.
Actually, I have a
Oh?
hunch.
What kind of hunch?
I think this guy may have a special connection to Kazuha.
A
Really.
special connection? You mean beyond already knowing each other?
I feel like their fighting styles are kind of similar.
Yeah, maybe a little. But then again, most people look pretty much the same once they start fighting, so that doesn't really prove anything. Anyway, there's no time to lose. Let's go tell Kazuha so we won't get into any danger. Paimon heard that the Crux fleet is stocking up in Rito at the moment. Let's look for him there.
Is there anything nearby? Is that a butterfly? Oh, dang. Oh, there is. Okay. Go, bitch. Is it gonna do anything?
Time to go.
Let's see, enter back in. What was it? It's like a thingy-majig where you shoot at it. Okay. Where are we going? Not been paying attention. I haven't been in this village in a hot minute.
Hey! Hello? Do you know where Kazuha is?
You're looking for Kazuha too, huh? Guess he must have done something impressive after all.
Two?
Well, we took the small vessels into Rito on a routine supply run, only this time, as soon as we entered the harbor, we ran into a huge crowd of Inazumans, all of them wanting to know about Kazuha. If it's because of that battle on Nizuchi Beach, Captain Beto had a great run there too, but I don't see her getting this kind of attention. Kazuha keeps to himself most of the time. In fact, there are times when he doesn't even listen to the captain, but she just laughs it off.
I mean, he's a pretty boy. Silent type.
So you
People
still
like
don't
that.
know what he did.
I've heard bits and pieces. Something about him blocking the Raiden
that too.
Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi.
Yeah, that's serious.
Is it really as big a deal as everyone's making it out to be? Really? Wow. When you put it like that, it all makes sense. In that case, his newfound stardom is well deserved. He was called away earlier by some people from the Tenryo Commission. They said they had something important to discuss with him.
So
I
he's
thought
no
they'd come to
longer-
arrest him at first. Turns out they couldn't have been friendlier to him. Seems like they really respect the
Okay.
guy.
Just a little while ago, this would have been completely unimaginable. Thank you. Guess we'll go pay a visit to the Tenryo Commission.
All right then. I'll just stay here and carry on trying to fend off the crowd.
I mean, just because with the Tenryo Commission that the head dude that was evil was taken out, that doesn't mean that the Tenryo Commission isn't still toxic. What is that? Oh, that's fish. The fishing spot.
You're under the jurisdiction of the Control Commission.
Remember first entering? So beautiful. Right. Literally my favorite city. Like, obviously, I like Liyue. Liyue is a stunning city. But, like, you know, I'm just partial to Japanese culture. Since, like, obviously, anime was my first introduction to the Asian culture. Why are you... Oh, my bird was just, like, their wings were just permanently up. And then, obviously, I got further into Asian culture by watching K-dramas, Japanese dramas, Chinese dramas, Thai BLs. Ooh, Kazuha.
Greetings. We were just discussing the repealing of the Vision Hunt Decree. Since you're here, you're very welcome to listen in on the conversation. We invited Mr. Kaidahara here to extend a gesture of goodwill
Kaidahara,
on behalf of the Shogunate. Your hard work has secured for us the agreeable state of affairs that we now enjoy. Also, I've been granted the chance to correct my clan's past mistakes, and for that, I'm deeply grateful. The Almighty Shogun has issued a large array of directives aimed at resolving, or at least easing, the tensions that have built up over the years. The Tri-Commission has made the recommendation to use this opportunity to restore the honor of the Kaidahara name. Regarding the history of the Kaidahara clan, I trust that you're already somewhat informed? In short, there was once a group of select bladesmiths who served the Shogun directly, responsible for upholding and further developing the traditional blade forging arts of the Almighty Shogun. The Kaidahara clan belonged to this class, but there came a time when some of these bladesmiths revolted and fled to Snezhnaya. Both the Kaidahara and Kamisato clans were held accountable for lax oversight, and entered a period of great turmoil. We later learned that the whole misadventure had been secretly orchestrated by the Fatui. Attributing all of the blame to the Kamisato and Kaedahara clans was neither proper nor just. Considering Mr. Kaedahara has once more made an outstanding contribution to Inazuma, the Almighty Shogun believes he should not only be rewarded for his achievements, but also receive recompense for the excessive punishment borne by his clan in the past.
Aww.
In the interest of preventing further harassment of the Bladesmith clans by the Fatui, we chose not to publicly release the findings of our investigations into these matters. We trust you can understand why this was necessary.
This is a true honor. I am delighted to be in a position to receive the goodwill of the Almighty Shogun and the
His
Shogunate at
voice
large.
is
However,
like
would
so
I be correct to assume that
it's like
this magnanimous
honey.
gesture does not come without
It's
some
just
strings
beautiful.
attached?
I can assure you that nothing could be further from the truth. We seek only to correct a past injustice. With the Kaedahara clan's reputation and occupation restored, the Kaedaharas will be bladesmiths once more, and your wanderings will finally come to an end. You will be able to lead a safe and prosperous life in Inazuma City with the Almighty Shogun's blessing and full support of the Shogunate.
I have grown accustomed to life among the elements. I fear I would no longer feel at home behind the tall walls of a stately abode. Yet my ancestors did indeed take great pride in the name of Kaedahara, and the art of blade making for which it stood. I do have a responsibility to restore their honor.
I sense some hesitation in your words. Should you accept this offer, I imagine many of the malicious rumors currently circulating through the populace will disappear.
Malicious rumors? All we heard on the way here was so much praise that we almost wondered whether there was another Kaedahara Kazuha in town.
Well, to some, the Muso no Hitotachi is something that can never be defeated. They cannot accept the idea that Mr. Kaedahara really parried the Shogun's strike. Also, eyewitnesses saw him using the power of Electro in addition to that of Animo. As a result, the falsehood that Kaedahara Kazuha was using a delusion began to spread.
What? But that doesn't make sense. Using a delusion turns you old and frail, and Kazuha still looks fine.
That is correct. However, to some people, the idea of a single person wielding two elements at once is a more inconceivable notion still.
This is just one of many similar rumors. I am very uncomfortable with being the subject of public discussion, no matter whether it brings suspicion or stardom my way. But perhaps if the Shogunate is willing to publicly support me, this situation will blow over more quickly.
This is precisely why I encourage you to give our offer some serious thought. It stands to benefit all of us.
Please allow me some time to consider. In fact, let us put this discussion on hold for the moment. Well then, what brings the two of you here?
Yikes! We nearly forgot about the most important thing!
Why would such a dangerous individual be looking for me?
Could it be someone you trained with under the
No.
same master?
This puzzles me as much as it does you. My fighting forms were taught to me by my family, based on
hold up.
techniques originally developed for blade testing. We undergo rigorous training to standardize every motion the blade is put through, so that each can be fairly assessed for quality.
So, I did before this. I did literally just, come across the nameless samurai dude, and he talked about his sword talking to him. So I'm wondering if Kazuha's sword, because I'm assuming that sword he's using is Kazuha's sword, is talking to him about Kazuha and how to fight in Kazuha's fighting style.
Over time, these techniques came to form something of a Kaedahara sword art, focused on blade testing, but with a full repertoire of combat forms. Those forms are quite different from the more practical ones typically used by samurai in battle. So it's hard to imagine that the similarity you speak of was coincidence alone.
All the more reason to watch your back! This guy was a serious nutcase.
Indeed. He sounds highly aggressive. Anyone he targets is at risk of serious injury, or worse.
In that case, I will send some men out immediately to search for him.
Also, another thing, they said it's impossible for for a person to have like two, abilities where, his is being Animo, but they saw him using Electro. But shouldn't the people know that we, who doesn't have a vision, use not just Electro, but Animo? And in the story, technically Geo, like, we're not supposed to have Dendro yet, story-wise. I mean, come on, people.
Thank you. I must say, I am now very curious about this matter, and I will also need some time to consider your offer.
Did I have myself mute?
I will first join the Traveler in investigating the one who attacked her, then give you a conclusive answer upon my return.
Very well.
I was talking about how...
Please stay safe.
Why people don't believe that he could be able to do another element, while our character, who people have seen, use multiple elements when we don't have a vision.
Come on. Let's go and track down your aggressor.
The detective agency knows the most about what goes on in town. Let's see what Ryuji has to say.
No, it's a shrine, I think. I don't know. It's really pretty, but I feel like it's not like a typical house. Oh, it's a training area. Whew, alright. I'm leaving. How far? Taking the night stroll. We're running as fast as possible. Alright. Oh, I'm so disappointed in the last quest we didn't get to see the Avatar guide.
A quick question. Do you know if anyone around here has been looking for him? For Kaidahara Kazuha, we mean.
Aha! So this is the renowned Mr. Kaidehara. I've heard a lot about you. It is an honor to finally meet you today.
You are too kind. We are currently investigating an assault and would appreciate any help you can offer.
Oh? You were targeted in an assault? Let me think. I can't seem to recall anything of immediate interest. Mr. Kaidehara is currently the talk of the town, so there are always a lot of people looking for him. To be honest with you, our detective agency has recently been receiving many inquiries from people wishing to obtain Mr. Kaidehara's personal information. Some of them were offering us millions of mora just to gather the information they want.
Fans.
If these were more legitimate commissions, Sango would have snapped them up in an instant.
Millions? Of mora? Whoa! Oh, wait. Even at that price, you probably still shouldn't.
Paimon's like, I'm about to leak your information.
Looking out for my privacy.
Of course. No matter what, we only take on legitimate cases. We don't make our money by revealing details of other people's day-to-day life just for the sake of it.
Just for the sake of it?
Sorry, I got a little off topic. What I'm really trying to say is, it doesn't surprise me that a complete stranger is looking for Mr. Kaidehara. But I wouldn't know where to begin if we want to connect this with an assault.
About my shifts that were released.
Then let's put that connection
Christmas
aside for
week.
Have there been any other attacks or similar incidents recently that stand out as particularly unusual? The Tenryou Commission had very few leads.
Technically
I thought you might have some information from different sources.
I'm not going to complain about it.
It's true that the commissioners aren't clued up about every little thing that goes on out in the streets. But typically, it's only the most trivial events that manage to escape their attention.
Months ago, I requested
if anyone had been out there attacking people, that would be assault. In which case, the Tenryou Commission would absolutely get involved.
I recently just did the same for the first day of January. I'm not working that morning.
Uh-oh. Looks like the trail's already run cold.
I still find it difficult to believe that whoever attacked you hasn't been causing any trouble elsewhere. Few people possess your prowess in battle. So unless you were the first person he targeted, someone is certain to have been hurt by now.
It was your way of giving
I
praise.
am well aware of your talents.
Ooh,
There is no need to be
I
humble
got plenty
around
more
me.
talents.
In fact,
You wanna
I'm
figure
quite
it out
relieved
if you know
that
what
you were
I
the one he
mean.
targeted. It would cause me
Please,
great grief to
just-
see someone become critically
go on a
injured
date,
or lose
Kazuha.
their life because of me. For the poor victim, this would be a completely senseless crime.
Don't worry.
Wait, does that make
we'll
me
find
his like
him.
#1 fan because I was a fan of him before he blocked
It seems
that
you are every
strike?
bit the selfless hero they make you out to be, Mr. Kaidehara. Surely this same concern for your fellow man is what drove you to fearlessly raise your blade against the almighty Shogun.
You flatter me. Truth be told, I don't know quite what came over me in that moment.
You don't
are
want to see
much too
another
humble.
friend die by the
Don't worry,
Raiden.
I completely understand your concerns. I will try my best to gather whatever leads I can for you. Oh, actually, there was one strange incident over the last few days. It doesn't involve an attack, though. Let me tell you about it just in case.
Sure. During times like this, the more information we have, the better.
All right then. Recently, 2 people went missing from the city at around the same time. One of them is a pretty well-known collector, surnamed Nagato. The other, Amenoma Yuya, is a samurai from the Amenoma clan.
Amenoma. Now there's a familiar name.
Yeah, there's something there.
Right.
honey.
Yuya is the nephew of Amenoma Togo, the owner of Amenoma Smithy. 2 grown men going missing at the same time. Their cases are likely connected, but I don't know much in the way of details. I recalled this because Amenoma Yuya is also an accomplished martial artist who is skilled with the blade. Perhaps he is the one you are looking for.
Understood, though it seems highly unlikely to me. I neither know this man, nor do I have any idea why he may wish to attack me.
Sure, can't hurt. We never know what we might find out along the way.
Thank you, Ryuji. We'll start by making some inquiries at the Amenoma Smithy.
Sounds good. All the best with your investigation. I'll get moving shortly myself.
Alright. Let's go, Kazuha. Oh, shit. Right there.
Ah, if it isn't Kaedehara Kazuha. What brings you here today?
Huh? You two know each other?
Yes, the Kaedehara and Amenoma clans were both members of the Raiden Gokaden. Historically, there have always been deep links between the 2 clans. After I returned to Inazuma, I visited Mr. Amenoma to pay my respects. Let me quickly explain. The Raiden Gokaden was the collective term for the 5 most acclaimed bladesmithing arts in Inazuma. The techniques of blade making were personally bequeathed to the Raiden Gokaden by the almighty Shogun, and over time, further honed and enhanced by the most talented craftsmen. Unfortunately, a series of events led to the gradual decline of many clans in the bladesmithing trade. Today, only the Amenoma clan has kept its art alive.
So sad.
It is a great pity indeed. In the old days, we each had our specialties. And just as iron sharpens iron, so too did we learn much from each other. As an example, the Amenoma art strives to emulate the abiding patience and determination of water as it turns stone to sand. There is nothing mystical to our work. There is only practice, day in and day out, until both body and mind have memorized the craft,
Mailman.
turning each motion of every technique into
You
an
know what
intrinsic
I
part
saw
of the
when I went to
bladesmith's life.
that one bar?
As for the art of the Kaedehara clan,
Negroni.
I believe it's called the Ishin art.
I saw Negroni.
That's right.
on the
Ishin
menu,
art strives
and
for
immediately I was
complete
like, oh,
harmony
the
between
Grid.
blade and mind from the moment that
From,
forging begins.
If you don't
For
watch House
only a
of Dragon,
blade
well, I
thus
mean
forged can capture and convey its maker's thoughts and feelings,
it popped
and
off
eventually become an extension
on
of its
TikTok.
wielder's will.
Indeed. Most
sound
samurai choose
for
their
it.
blades, but
And I
an
was like, I'm
Ishin
so
blade
tempted to get it
chooses
just
its
so I can
owner.
have it.
You are, without a doubt,
But my
the
sister-in-law,
most
she was
worthy
like, yeah,
wielder
you'll
of an
probably
Ishin
not
blade.
like it. And I'm like, most
It
likely,
gladdens my
I
heart
wouldn't
to see
probably
that although
like
the
it,
Kaidahara
but I like
clan
for the
has fallen on
experience.
hard times, its ideals and virtues are alive and well.
You overestimate me. My actions are guided by my own personal sentiments, not by any noble aspirations on behalf of my clan. But let's get back on topic. The purpose of our visit today is to gather some information
I
on
mean,
your
he can't be
missing
the only
nephew.
one from the clan.
We hope to assist with the investigation. It may turn out that this case is connected to another we are pursuing.
Ah, yes. My nephew. I reported the case to the Tenryo Commission, but I haven't heard anything back so far. He didn't say a word before he left, which is very unlike him. I'm still completely at a loss on what to make of it, but I've done what I can so far. Worrying is futile. All I can do now is wait for the news from the Tenryo Commission.
We heard that there was a collector involved in the disappearance too. Know anything about that?
Yes. On the morning that Yuya went missing, he gave me a very cryptic look and said that he was going to give me a great gift. I believe he went to collect the item from Mr. Nagato after that. The next thing I heard was that a fire had broken out at the warehouse. Yes. Strange, isn't it? I wonder what could have caused it. Unfortunately, there was very little evidence left behind, so nobody knows what really happened.
Do you have any thoughts on what Yuya may have wanted to give you?
If I had to guess, it must have been some kind of rare weapon. Otherwise, there would have been no reason for him to get my hopes up. He's never been particularly interested in blade forging, but has always had a fondness for blade testing, and can sense even the most minute differences in blade quality. He is extraordinarily talented in martial arts, particularly when it comes to the art of the sword.
Truth be told, we have some information that you may find to be objectionable. The person we are looking for, he attacked this friend of mine. Based on the evidence we have gathered so far, only Yuya seems to match the suspect's profile.
What? No. Absolutely impossible. Yuya is not that kind of person. He is humble and kind. Even his training is done with the goal of calming his mind. He has never gotten into a fight before.
Is that so?
Yes. If there's one thing I can say for certain, it's that Yuya would never draw his blade without a very good reason. But, with that said, it's equally out of character for him to just disappear, with neither farewell nor fair warning. I also cannot know what course of action he might be capable of if coerced, or otherwise compelled by circumstances unbeknownst to me. Anyway, should you find him, please let me know as soon as possible.
Don't worry. You have our word.
From the sound of that, Paimon doesn't think Yuya was the one who attacked us as well.
Yes. It sounds as if something happened when the two men met each other. Let's pay a visit to the Nagato household.
Alright. Let's do just that. Right? Oh, fuck, it's only up there. I'm gonna cheat. You know, it's nice to have such a fast teleportation load. Because I mean, if you've seen me play with my friend, I would just be like, oh, I'm here. And she's like, bitch, I'm not on a PlayStation 5. And I'm like, oh, I guess. Oh, shit. So I had to, like, a few more seconds than her.
I'm very sorry, but we cannot afford to pay what we owe right now. My husband has gone missing, and I'm still trying to find him.
Damn.
No, you misunderstand us. We are here to help with the investigation. We'd like to ask you some questions about Mr. Nagato's disappearance, if we may.
Oh,
I
dog.
see. I thought the debt collectors had come to visit again. I'm sorry you have to see me in this dreadful state. Has some new information come out? Do you know where he's gone?
Honey,
I'm afraid we don't have any new information at the moment. No. We're still trying to find out as much as we can to inform our search. With this in mind, can we perhaps ask some questions about your family's current situation?
For example, Paimon's struggling to understand why a collector would be strapped for Mora.
That's a long story. Ever since I've known him, he's been an avid collector of all sorts of things. He'd always get so animated when he was showing them to me. I knew nothing about the items myself, but seeing how enthusiastic and excited they made him, I was happy to believe that they were just extremely important to him. Everything was fine when we first got married, but as time went by, things changed for the worse.
Uh-oh, what happened?
He lost his sense of restraint. He started buying more and more things, and even resorted to borrowing money just so he could pay for them. Our expenses really spiraled out of control when he started getting interested in weapons. It was awful. There were days when he'd spend hours down at the warehouse, admiring his weapons even as debt collectors were descending upon our house. He wouldn't sell them, wouldn't even touch them. Just sat there staring at them like he was in a trance. I'm happy he has a hobby, and I'm willing to support him. But making ends meet has to come first. I've tried talking to him about it so many times, but he never listens. On the last day that I saw him, I gave him an ultimatum. I said, if he refused to sell his collectibles and pay off his debts, I would divorce him and take the children with me.
Whoa!
And that led to an argument.
Reasonable.
Actually, it didn't. Generally, he's a quiet man who likes to go with the flow. On most things, he leaves the decision-making to me. You must understand, I never would have dreamed of threatening him with divorce if the debts hadn't pushed our family to the brink. After I said those words, he froze and was silent for a long time. When he finally spoke, he awkwardly mumbled that he would pick out a few items to sell. His voice was so meek and pitiful that I felt an urge to take everything back. But then what? If I didn't draw the line, what would happen to our family?
You did the right thing.
Had I not indulged his bad habits, we wouldn't have found ourselves in such a predicament. And I also don't know if he had actually come to his senses, or if he was simply angry with me. The next thing I heard was that our warehouse had caught fire, and both he and the buyer had gone missing.
I see. I understand. Amin Omeyuya came to purchase a weapon from Mr. Nagato. During the sale, a fire broke out at the warehouse, and both men disappeared.
At first, I assumed they must have gotten into an argument over the price. But my husband has never been one to negotiate. He never even haggles when he's out buying groceries, so it's hard to imagine him getting into a fierce argument.
Maybe he was feeling the pressure from the debts?
I don't know.
Most likely.
He just disappeared after the warehouse burned down. Perhaps he's too afraid to come home now that all his collectibles have been lost in the fire, and he's got no way to pay off our debts. Even though I'm still a little mad at him, we're a family, and I want us to face our family's crisis together. As long as he's willing to turn over a new leaf, I know we can work things out.
Please don't get upset. There could be more to this situation than meets the eye. If collecting things is a habit that Mr. Nagato had his whole life, It is quite unusual for this habit to change so drastically over a short period. But the information we gathered from the other side suggests Amenoma Yuya is also a mild-mannered man who would not be likely to start an argument. This situation is getting a little confusing.
A little confusing? More like completely mystifying.
Let's try a change of scenery and see if we can piece together what we've learned. Rest assured, we'll notify you if we find anything.
Thank you so much. I just want him to come home.
Based on the information we've gathered so far, I can only surmise that the sales meeting between the two men was somehow the catalyst for their disappearance. The fire at the warehouse likely played a part in how the situation unfolded, though its exact role is a mystery. Do you have any thoughts?
Nah.
Well, Paimon was thinking that maybe someone accidentally knocked over an oil lamp and... Nope, never mind. Paimon's brain needs to rest for a while. Over to you.
Pacifier was deliberately used to hide
An
the truth.
interesting explanation. I was also considering this possibility. Amenoma Yuya is an expert on swords. He could have noticed some problematic details about Mr. Nagato's collectibles. Maybe he recognized a blade as a fake, or a well-known stolen item. Either way, after arguing about it, the two men agreed to hide the truth of this matter. They thought a fire would destroy everything. But then the Tenryou Commission began investigating and uncovered some incriminating details, so they fled to protect their secrets. But it's a far-fetched theory. I can't imagine how they would have been able to reach an agreement. One fact that I keep coming back to is that Amenoma Yuya is polite and well-mannered, while Mr. Nagato is introverted and passive. Neither seems like the type of person who is inclined towards initiating conflict. Mr. Nagato, being heavily in debt,
is right next to
is
us.
also the only one of them with the potential
that?
motive to disappear after the fire. The more I ponder it, the more puzzling it becomes. Right. Although the time frame seems to broadly match, no other details that we've learned seem to link the two events together. Amenoma Yuya lacks a key distinguishing feature of the attacker, namely that he is principally a practitioner of the blade testing techniques of Amenoma art, not those of the combat-oriented Ishin art.
Darn! We thought we could get two birds with one stone here, but at this rate, it's starting to look like a wild goose chase.
Let's keep going, since we've come this far. If we can solve the case, both Mr. Amenoma and Mrs. Nagato will be able to get some closure.
Okay, but where should we go now?
Let's head out of the city and check out the warehouse. There's still a chance we may be able to find some shreds of evidence.
Hi, cutie. Okay. Where to now? Oh, all the way down here.
Wait,
Okay.
I hear something ominous in the wind.
Oh! This must be another one of those sounds that only you can hear. As sketchy as that whole thing seems, you did put it to good use when we were chasing down that vision thief at Beto's tournament, so...
Now I'm picking up a strong scent in addition to the sound. It's right around here somewhere.
But there's nothing here.
It's gone now, but I can still sense the direction it left in. It felt very
Okay.
much like that ancient presence in Inazuma. The remnants of the Tatarigami. Indeed. But this unexpected spring of inauspicious energy may prove to be of benefit to our investigation. We should remain vigilant and approach slowly.
So it's an underground warehouse.
The force is definitely coming from down below. The source of the Tatarigami energy has long since left this place, but the residue it left behind still hasn't dissipated completely. Judging from the concentration, I would have to conclude that the Tatarigami source resided here for a very long time.
Mrs. Nagato said her husband used to hang around the warehouse by himself a lot.
It could well be that he was already under the
It's
influence of
written.
Tatarigami energy at that time. From what I've been told, Tatarigami does not turn all upon whom it preys into violent monsters, but most will develop a stubborn streak upon being exposed to the Tatarigami's unfulfilled will. Mr. Nagato had an interest in collecting to begin with. The influence of Tatarigami could explain why he became an obsessive hoarder,
I know, obviously,
amassing
I'm quiet
more and
during
more
these
possessions,
scenes
even as he
because,
put
like, I
himself
don't
in
wanna
grave debt.
interrupt.
So what should we
Then
do
maybe
now?
extra
Go down and take a
quiet,
look?
because who I live with just got
Step
home
back.
from work. 'Cause I
I'll
got
open
home
the door and
early.
take a look inside.
It shouldn't be too long, because they're gonna go.
If we
take a
don't
nap
open this door, we
once
can
I get
move no
done eating.
closer to the truth. You needn't worry.
Oh, oops, that was instinct of skipping shit.
What's down there?
Everything's buried in debris. I can't see anything. It looks like the fire caused a cave-in, reducing the entire warehouse to rubble.
That was too scary. Paimon was so sure that the warehouse boogeyman was about to jump out at us.
All we can do now is keep searching in the direction that the Tatarigami energy source left this place. 2 ordinary humans, entangled with the Tatarigami. Yes, let's go. If nothing else, it's vital that we find out where this Tatarigami energy is coming from. Quiet your mind and focus on what you sense around you. Perhaps you, too, will perceive its ominous presence in the wind. From this point, the trail appears to split into 2. The main source of the Tatarigami energy continued on into the distance, but a small portion remained here and seems to be dissipating slowly. Quite possibly. Let's search the area.
Whoa! Look at all those hilly churls. They're acting really strangely.
Something seems to be drawing their attention. Let's take a closer look. As one with wind and cloud, the wind knows me. It's...
Ugh! Look at this red stuff. What is it?
By the looks of it, a letter written on a piece of torn clothing. The ink is bone dry. It must have been written quite some time ago. Well, let's take a look. According to this letter, a conflict or Yuya started the fire that destroyed the warehouse and wounded me.
So,
He was not only mortally wounded, but also under the heavy influence of Tatarigami. Whatever traces there may have been of his fate beyond after this point, they've since been disturbed by the hilly churls. Yes, right now we need to uncover some more important truths. If Ame no Mayuya is attacking other people indiscriminately, then the longer we take to find him, the more people risk.
Right! So let's get moving!
I wouldn't be surprised if he, too, fell prey to the influence of the Tatarigami. For a practitioner of the martial arts, all the clues that at first seemed disparate and disconnected, I have a hypothesis that...
Wait! You figured it out?
I believe so. On with the search. He seems to have stayed here for a long time.
Why here? Is there
I'm not sure. But on closer... Show yourself!
Kaedehara Kazuha. It's you, at last.
Aha! So it is the same guy from before! What's your problem, huh? What could you possibly have against Kazuha?
Indeed, there should be no enmity between us. If it is Ame no Mayuya that stands before us. But what if instead of facing Ame no Mayuya, we are in fact facing the blade in his hand?
Now that you mention it, it is giving off a strange light. Whoa, whoa! Surely you don't mean... Are you serious?
Tatarigami energy often lodges. The blade has resided in Mr. Nagato's warehouse for many years, affecting his, or rather, as a means to occupy Ame no Mayuya's body.
You're sharper than I thought. You've already deduced the truth of the matter. Many, many years ago, as a descendant of the Kaedehara clan, you should be able to guess our greatest regret.
I presume it has something to do with the Raiden Gokaden.
Indeed. At that point in time, he failed to live up to the Raiden Shogun's expectations. In the end, all he could do was to flee the nation by sea on a ship bound for Snezhnaya. He was a bladesmith of great renown, a master of his craft. There was nothing that he could not accomplish. All he needed was more time and a little faith. And sure enough, in the end, he achieved what he had set out to do. All of his life's work, his wisdom, his skill, it culminated in his creation of me. He not only bestowed upon me the greatest of strength, but also endowed me with a consciousness of my own. In her conceit, the Raiden Shogun lost not only the single most perfect blade in the entire world, but also an irreplaceable achievement in the art of blade forging.
So... swords can become conscious and control people?
The people of the
didn't you
time
know
in
this?
which I was
The whole
born
Raiden
never
Shogun
believed I had that kind of power.
blade.
They saw me as a mere blade, a sharp and well-crafted one, but in all other respects an ordinary weapon. But that gave me the opportunity to take action. After the death of my creator, I decided to leave Snezhnaya and began my long quest to return to the distant land of Inazuma. Moving from one person to the next, I controlled the minds of countless hosts along the way, each bringing me one step closer to my ancestral home. I seek but one thing: to face the full force of the Raiden Shogun's blade and prove my power, the might of Ishin art.
Ah, so Ame no Mayuya was not your first victim. Tell me, what happens to those you've possessed when you've finished using them?
My hosts? Who cares what happens to them? They are but tools that serve my mission. When they got tired, or injured, or unusable, I hopped to the next one in line. All I needed them for was to take me back to Inazuma.
You're awful.
After I returned to Inazuma, I decided to bide my time in Nagato's warehouse until Amenoma Yuya handed himself over to me on a silver platter. At long last, I'm approaching my journey's destination. By Amenoma Yuya's body, I have found you, and by your hand, I shall defeat the Raiden Shogun. Kaedehara Kazuha, you stood against the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi. There can be no other to serve as my host for what is to come. Now, give your body over to me!
Time to go. Into the wind.
Prepare to be blown away! Windblade! You
Join
can't
me.
run!
And sever that divine light!
One with nature.
Lights out! Judgment!
Fallen leaves, adorn my night!
Incinerate!
Write history! Do not stand in my way, or I will strike you down too!
Your bluff's fooling no one.
Lost. I can never lose. It is this body that has reached its limit, nothing more. Even if you defeat me here, the one who falls will not be me, but this man. He is but a puppet that can be replaced. I can take a new... The end result is the same! I will end this wretch's life before you can lift a finger! And even if I were to lose my physical form, it is but by any means necessary, and any medium available, I shall return and fulfill my destiny!
Your fighting style. It is indeed the forms of Ishin art. But from your movements, I sense only hatred and arrogance, as well as a thinly veiled mania and despair.
Really? You can tell all that just from his moves?
As I've mentioned before, the forms of Ishin art convey the user's thoughts and feelings. Since the blade is currently possessing Amenoma Yuya's body, its movements express the innermost thoughts of the blade. If you ask me, the mania is probably due to your desperate, single-minded ambition. You believe I am your only hope.
Are you trying to claim that I am helpless without you? On his deathbed, he passed to me all of Ishin Art's secrets. The little that you know barely scratches the surface. In that regard, why would I ever need your help?
Because all of that is in the past. I've been wondering why you've not caused more trouble in all the years that you've been in Inazuma. If you are indeed a cursed blade that can possess its owner. Now that I've seen inside your mind, everything finally makes sense. You weren't biding your time. You were trapped. After all the time that's passed, you have grown weak. To the point that you are now unable to acquire a new host without making physical contact.
Oh, that's right. Paimon remembers now. Mr. Nagato had a habit of never touching his collectibles.
Only when Mr. Nagato witnessed his wife's distress and decided to sell his collectibles did you finally have an opportunity to reach out to Amenoma Yuya and make your escape.
And what of it?
Well, that brings me to my second point. There's a despair in you that is so strong it threatens to overwhelm you. You were determined to fulfill your maker's ambition, whatever the cost. But this ambition is too grand and too heavy for you to bear. Each step you have taken has come at a great cost. I think you realized your limitations long ago. The more you clenched your teeth and pressed forward, the greater your fear of losing everything you had achieved grew, and the more you wished to run from the truth. But the way I see it, what began as an ambition has long since become a delusional fantasy.
What would you know about any of this? I'm just one step away from achieving...
You returned to Inazuma to prove the unparalleled brilliance of Ishin art. But to make this arduous journey, you committed countless atrocities and showed a blatant disregard for human life. Even if you were to sever that divine light, is this truly the outcome that your maker would have desired?
You...
Sure, you inherited the secrets of Ishin art. But even as you made your journey to honor this legacy, you treated the ones who wielded you as mere tools to do your bidding. How could you possibly unleash the full potential of Ishin art when you act in perfect discordance with the principle of harmony between a blade and its bearer?
Silence, you blabbering fool! I must achieve my goal. This was his life's dream, and the very purpose for which I was brought into being. I will concede that you are most perceptive. You see my predicament clearly. But you also underestimate my resolve.
And you should face reality.
Easy for you to say. Facing reality offers me nothing. I have no need of anything that would stand in my way. Not hesitation, not self-reflection, and certainly not your so-called reality. It is pointless to argue further, descendant of the Kaedahara clan. If you wish to save this man, then offer me your body in exchange.
How stubbornly you stick to your wayward path. I do not believe for a second that you can challenge the almighty Shogun in your current state. So let us make a bet, and I will put your strength to the test.
What? Surely you're not planning to agree to his demands.
Very well. Then find yourself some enemies with whom you wish to cross blades. A taste of my power will more than convince you. Once we have dealt with them, we shall proceed to Tenshukaku.
And as for your end of the bargain, if you lose, you must release Amenoma Yuya from your control.
I accept.
Don't do this, Kazuha!
This is the only way to save Amenoma Yuya. If we don't do this, he'll forever be the Blade's puppet. The Cursed Blade's strength is currently very weak, and I sense he's hesitating. This suggests his heart is still not completely devoid of honor. The power of the Tatarigami lies in intensifying existing obsessions. This is the reason Mr. Nagato and Amenoma Yuya fell prey to it. Since I don't have any similar kinds of obsessions, I should be able to put up some resistance for a while.
But even so...
Even if things take a turn for the worse, I still have you both here with me. We have a chance here to save an innocent victim. I am willing to accept the risks entailed.
Oh my god. Him saying that we still have him, oh my god.
Your disdain for me betrays your woeful ignorance. I agreed to this bet because there are things I wish to learn too. Now, take me in your hand.
Oh. No, Kazuha.
Kazuha?
I'm okay. I felt a little dizzy at first, but only for a moment. It's all right. So far, this was as I expected. I will. Thank you.
Oh my god,
What should we do next? Have you got a plan, Kazuha?
We find some enemies. Although this blade has endured much turmoil, it probably hasn't experienced many real fights. If a blade built for Ishin art cannot enter a state of harmony between blade and bearer, it cannot unleash its true power. If he wants to avoid reality, then we need to fight until he has no choice but to face it. He shouldn't last long in an intense combat situation.
Wait a minute! Paimon remembers hearing about something from the Adventurers Guild. Since the Takasukasa clan abandoned that secret base...
Ah, all right. Please lead the way.
What about Amino Mayuya? What should we do with him?
The blade says he'll let Aminoma Yuya trail us silently. Although he hasn't regained his own consciousness yet, he is not in any immediate danger.
Are we sure this is a good idea? Okay, fine.
This place impresses me every time I come here. It's so magnificent, but still so
Oh no,
elegant.
it's going to the other quest.
We'll just
Hold
wait
on.
here. We don't want to cause any extra trouble for you.
Ayaka wouldn't mind.
Honestly, even if we did come with you, we wouldn't know what to say or do once we were inside. So we'll just leave you to it.
All right then, we won't be long.
I'll watch your back. Leave everything on this journey to me.
The wind knows me. There's more!
Into the wind.
Let's get down to business.
It's fine. One with nature. Clouds high. The birds come.
Very high, finally.
How are you feeling? You okay?
I'm all right. The blade is performing largely as I expected. Having gone so long without proper use and maintenance, it's become very difficult to use. Though he's making every effort to persevere, I do not think he can last much longer.
Something else on your mind?
How strange. Rather than trying to control me, he is instead trying to match my fighting rhythm. Let's keep going.
See no more! To the ferry.
That hurt! Into the wind. Fallen leaves, adorn my night!
Whoa! Something's up with the blade!
I can sense that his strength is slowly fading away. The blade is becoming more and more difficult for me to wield. He cannot hold out much longer. If he keeps persisting, he will likely break apart at any moment.
But what would that do to Amino Mayuya?
I will be careful with it. He also says he does not have any plans to give up easily. He's still trying to achieve his goal. Time to go. One with nature. As one with wind and cloud.
Are you okay? It looks like you were really struggling the entire fight.
Yes. And it looks like he's reached his limit.
The sheen's grown a bit dimmer again. It doesn't...
Perhaps this time, we'll finally have a chance to see his true form.
True form? What are you talking about? Huh? What the? Is this the same blade as before? It looks like a piece of junk!
If you choose to continue in the state you're in, you wouldn't even be able to beat Samurai and Kairagi, much less the almighty Shogun. Maybe you did truly wield power to rival the Shogun's light when first forged. But the long journey from Snezhnaya back to Inazuma has left you battered and broken. It barely needs stating anymore. Your ambition is a flight of fancy. I've finally figured out why it was that you agreed to my bet. You wanted to reach a state of harmony with me. For perhaps then you would still be able to wield commendable power. But regrettably, we are nothing alike. I will never understand your obstinacy and cruelty, nor can I empathize with the one who made you. The only one who truly understood you had already passed away by the time you were born.
Huh? What's that supposed to mean?
Here they are! Take them down!
Where do they keep coming from? Yup, we can help this time.
Don't worry. I'll use my own blade. It's just more of the same. The wind knows me. Time to go. Into the wind.
Cut down like this.
You fought way better with your own sword.
You are a true Kaedehara in flesh and in spirit. Though we fought briefly together, you have seen me for who I really am. No one knew anything of my story throughout my travels, nor did I tell it to anyone. You are the first person to know the truth. I thought that if I could achieve Ishin harmony with you, perhaps there would still be a ray of hope for me.
But in this too, you have failed.
Indeed. No matter how hard I tried, I could not attain that perfect harmony that your personal blade does with you. Too much time has passed. My physical state is poor, and without proper maintenance, I can only disguise my true appearance behind an outer sheen. Yours is the blade that took on the Muso no Hitotachi. And what a magnificent blade it is. Perhaps I shall never reach that level of glory.
Actually, this is just a generic blade that I picked up during my travels in Liyue. Forging and maintenance are both important for a blade, but they are not everything. This blade has traveled the land with me for many years, and we have formed a close bond during that time. Plus, in the moment that I most needed it, I received aid from another power: skill, blade, determination, and desire. All these must be aligned in the practice of Ishin art. There is something else I must tell you. Though your maker may not have been aware, your ability to possess your own consciousness derived from the power of the Tatarigami. Tatarigami is a malevolence from the ancient past. It is the source of your mania and savagery. Though you tried to cooperate with me while I was wielding you, the part of you driven by Tatarigami was constantly trying to seize control of my body.
I sensed it, but I couldn't change it. It is an integral part of my consciousness.
I resisted its temptations because I wanted to save Amenoma Yuya. But I do not know whether you yourself have any intention of trying to fight it. I feel a great sense of regret for you. Since you embarked on a journey bound for a destination you were destined never to reach. The moment you embarked on this journey, you lost the only person who could have ever unleashed your true potential. And yet there was no way for you to turn your back on his ambition. You have known this for a long time. It is the true source of your despair.
He gave me everything. My life, my form, my consciousness, and purpose. How could I possibly deny him his wish? I said to him, "Do not worry. From here on, I shall forge your legacy." How could I go back on my word?
Aww.
I believe our bet is now settled. I have nothing further to say.
Where are you going, Kazuha?
He now has neither the ability nor the motivation to cause further harm. Let's give him some time to reflect on things. When I touched the hilt for the first time, it's as if I was transported to a strange dimension. It was somewhere I've never been. A bladesmith lay quietly on the bed, his frail face barely visible under the moonlight. His breaths were weak, and his life near its end. A newly forged blade lay by his side, listening attentively to his final words.
Wow. That was the Blade's memory, wasn't it?
Indeed. While in exile in Snezhnaya, the bladesmith eventually learned the truth behind everything that had happened. The Ishin art had been dealt a devastating blow by the desertion of its best smiths. He spent the rest of his life in the forge, not to vent his frustration and hatred, but to atone for his actions. He felt intense regret at being tricked by the Fatui, but he could never again return to his homeland. His sole wish was to one day return his single, proudest creation back to the land of his birth. So he instructed this sentient blade to find a way back to Inazuma, no matter how long or how hard the journey. But he never wished to rival the gods. All he wanted to show was that they once shone brilliantly as blade and smith, that they were still worthy of being trusted.
So that's the true story. But after that, the blacksmith's intentions were worked by the Tatarigami, slowly turning his proud creation into the cursed blade of today.
Right. I believe the bladesmith might never have known that the power he worked with was that of the Tatarigami. The hatred within that power is what sent the blade down its ill-fated path. This blade has committed unforgivable atrocities, but only because it lost its original master. No one was there to correct its errors when it was losing its way.
Shame it's too late now.
Yes, time would not wait or stop because of his determination. While the world moved on, his ambition remained stubbornly stuck at that fleeting moment at the dawn of his journey. He seems to have calmed down, though. Let's go and check in.
When I look back at the past, I can remember the day of my forging like it was just yesterday. I once told him that I would pay any price to fulfill his wishes. Such was the debt I owed to him for giving me the gift of consciousness. But darkness and slaughter numbed the mind. Over time, I lost sight of the difference between gratitude and grudge. Not only did I fail to fulfill his ambition.
You are finally seeing reality.
Since we agreed to the terms of the bet, I will honor the agreement and release Ame no Mayuya. But I still cannot bring myself to forsake his ambition. It is the entire purpose for my existence. So, may I ask you to help me fulfill the ambitions of myself and my creator?
Hey! Now you're adding yours into the mix, too? Jeez, don't push your luck, mister.
It has to be done in this order. At least hear what I have to say. And if you don't agree, I will still release Ame no Mayuya as promised. My physical form, as well as the knowledge I possess, should still be of some value to you.
His attitude has grown a lot milder. What do you think, Kazuha? Should we give him a chance?
Let's hear it.
Thank you all. When I was first forged, my maker was already terminally ill. He told me that he had wanted me to have the grandest opening battle. Alas, after that, he never rose from his sickbed again. Nor have I ever had the chance to prove myself in battle since. My fights were devoid of any noble meaning. They were merely the next step in my never-ending journey. The next in a long line of transgressions. You are a fine warrior. I would like to request your hand in battle and experience a true duel between samurai.
Oh? And who would be the opponent?
I will release Ame no Mayuya and restore his consciousness. Perhaps after that, you can convince him to commit to a fight with you.
What?
He must have plenty of reasons to both hate me and desire a good fight.
Understood. Then let's start by waking him up and seeing if he has the stamina and will to fight.
I see. He used my body to inflict harm on others. I utterly despise him and his actions. But since he stayed true to your agreement by releasing me, he must still have some remaining semblance of honor. If a duel can help to set this state of affairs in order, I am willing to put myself forward. I do not wish to be a mere victim in this story.
There's no need to worry. We'll vouch for your innocence to the Tenryo Commission.
Yeah, just have to say a
Thanks for your help.
took over your body.
Who knows how this would have ended without your intervention?
All right, then let's move on. More Ronin could appear at any moment. We can't stay here. In any case, for a final duel, I think we should aim for a greater sense of ceremony.
It's like, I don't want to leave. This last time, I got PTSD from that one time when I went to the fucking chest and the thing was like right behind it and I clicked leave dumb and I was like, I hate life. I wonder, did I get that on the stream? I don't know. What is that? What is that? Sirius Black, that is. Where is the star? Oh, I think it's underground. Oh, what is this? What do we have here? Why are you flying? Ooh.
I'll keep this close.
Great. Okay. Let's do this. I can't help getting distracted by things. It's just in my nature at this point. Bitch. Fucking approach me. Bitch ass. Wait, don't go! Don't go! Wait. Wait. multiple spirits.
I'll keep this close.
Alright, I'm gonna do this later. I'll put that there. Oops. Wait, there's another one. It's okay. Right, hold on. That's all, I can't ignore it now. Excuse me. Oh, I need an Electro. Oh my god. Wait, my Electro is insufficient. Like, I need to be my Electro character? Nope. Alright, maybe another day. Anything? Come on. Turn. Ah! I'll make it there in a second. Oh, I see the— okay, shit. Looks like I'm just doing this now, because I see the other one over there.
These things useful?
They see me rolling. Hurricane. There's a puzzle over here. I don't feel like figuring it out. Escorting a dead child across the ocean. Not really the ocean, but same thing.
Empty chest. Good for storage.
Oh. Dang. It's pretty high up. Just cruising. Alright. Now that we're done being distracted, I'm gonna delete that.
This reminds Paimon a bit of the Crux Clash. Yep, we still can't let our guard down, even now. Paimon has a sneaking suspicion that Blade hasn't told us everything. Still, even if he's way past the point— are you ready?
Ready? Okay. All right then. Successor of Ishin art, Kaedahara Kazuha.
Successor of Amenoma art, Amenome Yuya.
Honored to cross blades with you.
It is my honor also.
The wind knows me. Into the wind.
all the way out in the water there, bud.
Wind strike!
That did hit me.
One with nature. Clouds high. The birds call. Into the wind.
Thank you for the experience. Although he appears battered and broken. In your hands, it seems he's regained a glimmer of brilliance. His sense of savage cruelty has completely faded away. But that same sense of determination remains strong.
You also fought well. I'm sure he relished the experience. There are a few things that I shall leave him to tell you himself.
I must apologize to you for all that has transpired.
You need not seek my forgiveness. Nor do I have the right to forgive you on your victim's behalf. It is too late for all of that.
I do not wish for forgiveness. I only hope that you will see my transgressions as mine alone, and not let them stain the legacy of Ishin art. I strayed far from the straight and narrow path, but the Ishin art still has a worthy successor in Kaedehara Kazuha. I beseech you. Please.
Yes. I too trust Mr. Kaedehara to do the right thing.
Thank you, successor of Amenoma art.
This blade has also told me that he has another wish. He would like to visit the Amenoma smithy. Maybe we can go back there together.
What does he want to go there for?
Well, I know. I
I'm
mean, I
not
know
sure,
in Game of Thrones.
but I think that all this is about to come to an end.
Whose blade? They remade a blade. Did I not pick this up? But yeah, they remade a blade. It was a great sword of Valyrian steel into two, regular swords. So, are they gonna melt Homie and reforge him? Or maybe the same materials, just it would probably only destroy the tattoo something. Alright, hey.
Oh, it's Yuya! You have returned!
I am sorry to have troubled you. It's all thanks to them that I was able to return safely.
A prized Ishin blade, turned weapon that controls the human mind. Considering their forging philosophy, this was indeed within the realm of possibility. This is a great pity, but I have some good news as well. Ryuji from the Bonton Sango Detective Agency tells me that they've found the missing Mr. Nagato.
Really?
Yes, badly wounded, but... And now that Yuya is back, it seems like the final ending to this story is a happy one after all.
I think I know what you want to do.
What's wrong, Kazuha? Is the blade whispering in your ear again?
Yes. He said he wants to take control of me for a brief moment.
What? No way! Hasn't it learned its lesson?
He tells me that he's thought of another way to fulfill his maker's wish. And he assures me that he won't use my body for anything nefarious. I have decided to let him do it.
What?
Okay, you know what? This decision is
Thank
yours.
you. I will explain my reasons later. Okay.
You know, my body, my choice.
I'm ready.
Don't want to push anyone.
Let us begin. Please, stay true to your promise.
Cheers.
My power is almost spent. Without him, my eventual demise is inevitable. But if I abandon the future to give everything I have in this moment, my physical form can be forged anew.
Everything? You mean...
Yes. The cost is my entire consciousness.
Yeah, he's reforging himself.
You're right. There's nothing that I can accomplish now. But there's still a chance for Ishin art. Once remade, I will be a valuable resource for your studies. Ishin lives on. and its finest hour is yet to come. Even if I am not the one to prove its might to the Shogun, as long as it is an Ishin blade, crafted by Kaedehara hands, it will still fulfill his final wish.
Wait.
Thank you, son of the Kaedehara
I'm not gonna cry.
For years, my real name has been forgotten by all. I'm ashamed to utter it, yet it remains strong in my mind. Kagotsurube Ishin. This name is now yours to keep.
Rest in peace.
I have tears in my eyes.
So, that's why he said it had to be done in that order. His consciousness will disappear forever after fulfilling the bladesmith's wish.
Kagotsurube Ishin. It was the first time I ever heard his name. It seems like deep down he disapproved of his own actions, and thus chose to bury this name deep within his heart. Only in the final moments, before his consciousness faded, was he willing to entrust it to another.
Seems like he really, really wanted to fulfill his maker's wish.
I'm good.
The same fervent ambition that gave him the motivation to keep going forward also fueled the stubborn determination that blinded him to the path ahead. Speaking for myself, I'd rather see him recognize and atone for his mistakes than see him punished for them. I understand. Perhaps this is a flaw in my personality. I've always been captivated by grand aspirations. Hearing his wish to rival the divine light touched something inside of me, just as the sight of those who fought to repeal the Vision Hunt decree did. Your quest to face the gods and trace your sibling inspires me in the same way. After everything I've seen, perhaps these pursuits fascinate me a little more than they should.
Oh, Kazuha.
So it sounds like he likes underdogs that try to rebel against a higher force.
I will continue to support you from this point on. Know that you will have my assistance whenever you need it.
Wait, shouldn't we also go update Kujo Kamaji?
Oh, you're right. We need to tell him about the findings of our investigation. And it's also time to give him a response to the offer he made me.
I don't think he's gonna accept. At least, because there's gotta be others to his claim. He can't be the last living one. Where's it? Oh, it's up there. So, like, get, like, one of your cousins to take over.
You've returned. I hear that the issue has been resolved. Though this was a treacherous investigation indeed, we're most fortunate that no lives were lost. The Tenryou Commission has already attended to the danger at the warehouse. The investigation into Amanome Yuya should conclude soon. I do not believe he will be charged with any crime.
Wow, you sure kept your ear to the ground.
Then we needn't recount all the details again. Now, as to your earlier offer, I wish to give you my answer. Please, take a look at this blade.
What's this?
Kagotsurube Ishin. A weapon crafted using a long-lost blade forging art of the Kaedehara clan. By means of a series of fortuitous events, I was able to recover and restore him. I also promised him that I will continue to study and pass on the secrets of Ishin art. And so, it looks like I will likely continue with my journey across the nations, learning more about this blade as I go.
I see. I understand.
The Kaedehara clan has always been a family of bladesmiths, so it is only proper for me to continue on this path. Were I to accept your goodwill, I may find myself embroiled in conflicts between the shogunate and Sangonomiya. That would not suit me.
You misunderstand. That was most certainly not our intent.
I am aware, but I still desire to continue walking my own path.
Very well, I can understand. Then let's pretend this offer was never raised. However, if you should ever change your mind or find yourself in need of the Shogunate's assistance, please do not hesitate to inform me.
Great. Thank you for your generosity.
Where will you travel to next, Kazuha?
I'll probably take to the seas with Captain Beto again for now. As for my next destination, let's see where the wind takes me.
I love the wind in the background. Did we get his blade? We get the blade. Finally, I didn't even know he had a blade until I was told he does have a blade. And I was like, that makes so much sense why I felt weird about the blade he has now. I was like, this isn't his blade. Like, I need a different blade. And now we have it. It's really handsome, you. As far as we can enhance detail. Where is this? Oh, dang, these are... It's a black serpent. Ah, that's a black serpent. Now, let's bring Kazuha out to play. I want to see his pretty sword.
All right.
Hey, Kazuha. It glows. Sorry.
Follow the wind.
That's pretty. Oh my god. Hold on. Let me go back. Can I zoom? I was hoping to zoom in. When a normal charger plunge and attack hits an opponent, it will whip up a ring gale, dealing minimum damage equal to 180 of attack, increasing attack by 15% for 8 seconds. This effect can trigger once every 8 seconds. Then of course we have this, oops, going on. Yeah, I mean, and I have no constellation for him. And yeah, that's like that. Would you look at that? Alright. Now we're at level 5 for all of it. Let's see. Let's go. Okay, I need. Alright, I'm gonna go find one of these people. Fuck. The chasm? Really? I hate life. I'll do it. Oh, okay, never mind. I don't even know I need to. Oh, would you look at that? There you is.
The wind knows me.
Can you come over here? Come on, bestie. Get over here. Oh, it's this thing.
As one with wind and cloud. One with nature.
So pretty. Wait, whoa. What was that?
The wind knows me.
Oh, just a little circle thing. Circle dance.
One with nature.
Let me try another one. Another one. My bad. Just gonna blow up Kazuha. Look at that.
Who says there aren't benefits to a life of wandering? Into the wind. Fallen leaves, adorn my night.
I should probably start actually
one with nature.
leveling up my artifacts.
Time to go.
Bitch. Really think you can do that?
Into the wind.
Time for your arraignment!
Clouds high. The birds call.
Not bad. It's a pretty glowy sword. No, it isn't heavy.
Time to go.
Time to go. Okay, there is a chest over here. Thought I saw a chest. Maybe I was tripping.
Prepare to be blown away!
Time to go.
Punishment!
The wind knows me.
You can't run!
One with nature. As one with wind and cloud.
I froze myself.
Judgment! Be gone!
What's happening? I don't know what's happening. Alright.
A fateful offering.
Okay. What's this? Expedition reward. Ooh, I can reward. Wait, expedition. Oh, because I played for an hour longer. I don't know why every time we do a relay.
Add Astro.
since, you know, I bought a shit ton of food, I should probably go back to Mora. Alright. Let me go heal. Alright, I'm gonna end it here. Oh, my throat made a weird sound. Thank you for watching. I'm so excited that we now have Kazuha's sword. It's pretty. You go. Glen Coco. Yeah, thank you for watching. I hope to see you in the next stream. The next stream should be Arioto's story quest. Or maybe I'll just go straight into the Archon quest. I don't know. We'll decide in that next stream. So, I do know I have work in the morning tomorrow. Like early in the morning. But I won't be able to stream afterwards because I have to go to my brother's house to wait on a package that someone needs to bring in. Holy shit, wait, is it it is that package. It's gonna be so fucking heavy. How am I gonna bring that inside?
This scenery is wonderful.
Oh,
surely enough to convince anyone to become a wanderer.
So yeah. Thursday, I ended up picking a shift up, so I don't think I'll be able to stream on Thursday. This Thursday. Let me look. Pulling up my work schedule. So if I did stream on Thursday, it would probably be in the evening after I got done from working out at the gym. And Friday, the tank I could do in the morning, but most likely sounding like Saturday is when I'll next stream. Shit, no. I don't know. Maybe I will stream tomorrow, like after the gym.
There are leaves around, and I know just the tune to accompany them.
Because I want
if you wish to hear it.
Hold on, wait a minute. Are you kidding me? So like, does it automatically update? Because if that's the case, I'll wait 34 minutes. I will wait 34 minutes. I can find something to do. I can continue with the Ayato quest. We'll just finish it on a different day. Oh my god, 34 minutes. I just want the Wanderer. Will he show up? Like, do they just like update it automatically, or? I don't know. I've never like played while a banner went down. Cause I was gonna end it here, but if I only have 34 minutes, cause like I wanna pull
Let's go.
him. I wanna pull the Wanderer. Cause like I'm like at, I think, hard pity. I'm at 70 something, I think. 70 pulls. Well, let's go face this fire thing that's over here. Cause I really want him. I gotta have my animo characters. This way. Oh, shit. Didn't realize. Well, no, I guess having two animals will be fine.
Watch up.
We'll see what happens. And if I don't get the Wanderer, I'm gonna cry. Gonna cry. Alright. Let's get this spicy flower. to die. Hold on, my cat's jumping up here. She's probably wanting to be on my lap. Gotta reshift myself around. Cause like after this, I'm gonna take a nap. I must likely eat something and take a nap. Can't have this.
Prepare to be blown away!
I don't care if I'm getting hurt in the process.
Fallen leaves, adorn my night! Into the wind.
Oh, princess, what are you doing? Oh, sweetie pie.
Lights out.
Come on, bitch.
You can't run.
Come on, princess. Hurry up. Get on my lap. That's so mean. Princess. I love you dearly, but now it's not the time.
The wind knows me.
Judgment.
Lay down. Princess. Oh, is that booty scratches you're getting? You like your booty scratches? So cute. Alright, well since I'm here, I guess I'll continue with the Dendro Archon quest. Nope. Lay down, princess. Thank you. Worship statue. Do I have any? Alright. Just gonna resonate then. Yep, that's a butt. Oh, that was a toucan.
Hypatia should still be in the cave. Let's go inside and see how she's doing.
It's right there. Oh, is your foot stuck? Oh, poor princess.
Hello? Hypatia? Hey, there's nobody here. Maybe she went out to look for some food. Let's try looking around the area. Hypatia, are you alright? There's no way we can get her to eat in her current condition.
Yeah, we can't just dump it in her mouth.
Let's try finding some water first. Huh? Wait. Why does it look super foggy outside all of a sudden? Anyway, let's go look around.
Damn. Why is it? Whoa. Do we go to a new?
How'd things out here end up looking like this?
I don't know. Like, do we go to another world?
And where are we?
There must be a logical explanation.
Oh, maybe you're right. Let's go investigate the area.
I mean, there's a reason why she meditates in this cave, so maybe... oh. It also leads to another world. It's pretty. I'm sorry, what? Door of Resurrection? Okay. Cute. Cute.
Wow, this place is huge! I knew there's something off about that cave. Let's think of a way to get over there and have a closer look. Who knows? Maybe we'll find a lead of some kind.
Right. I'm like, where are we? Oh, that one? What is this? We can't answer that. Right. Oh shit! What the fuck? Why were you in Inazuma?
What happened just now? Why'd everything around us suddenly change?
Follow the wind.
What is happening? Are you tripping? Is this mushrooms? Oh my god. Oh my god. You will sometimes find pre-rosen seal paths that correspond to them within domains of Sumeru. Collect 3 Primevale residents within these domains to unlock the corresponding path. Can I, get out, please? Alright. What is that?
One with nature.
Oh. Did that actually just happen? Okay.
Into the wind.
Shiver!
Wind strider.
Bring forth!
The wind knows me.
Alright. What? Okay. What the fuck? Ah! Why would you do that? That's fucking spooky. Oh, that way. Can I? Thank you. Yep. There's all that. Damn, I was hoping to grab that. Jesus Christ. Oh, my nose is really itchy for some reason.
What in Tibet is going on here? This place is getting weirder by the minute. Hey, what's the matter? You don't look so good.
I mean, if we're going in between realities, I wouldn't feel so good either. Listen. Fuck. Kazuha, what's going on here? I know you're in the Dendro, fuck, where's that? Oh shit. Here we go again. I was like, what? What is that? Why is there a big
The Abyss Herald!
Strange place. Plotting.
Fallen leaves, adorn my night! Into the wind!
You can't run! Propagate!
That is so mean.
One with nature!
Oh no, you're not. I got a new sword now. So baby. Don't fuck with me.
Grant me new life. The end is nigh.
Okay.
Judgment!
I don't know what's happening. Did I win?
Huh? Why can't we beat this guy? Oh, Paimon doesn't get it! We've faced others
so
like him
close.
before! What's wrong this time?
Traveler, though you may have managed to avert countless crises before, your good fortune was bound to end sooner or later. It's time you realize how weak and powerless you really are. Your brother. Oh, pitiful traveler. Are you really so ignorant? Or are you just living in complete denial? His Highness has long since forsaken you. Your meager existence in his eyes is
That was true, he would have handled
bug,
us already.
only to be stepped upon. The bonds of love and family which drive you to find your sibling are utterly gone. Your journey is meaningless. But don't you fret now. Today will be your last. Now die!
I have no clue what's happening. But Paimon was there.
What do we do? We haven't seen Hypatia anywhere out here. Oh, there she is! Quick, let's see how she's doing.
Wait, what?
So sweet.
Wait, what the fuck?
Well, the good news is that she's still conscious. Hey, why'd you drop her food on the floor like that?
So Paimon wasn't actually with us.
Are you okay? That's really not like you. Anyways, we can talk about this later. We better make sure she's alright first. Whoa! Wait a sec. Look at all this fruit lying around her. We can put that to good use.
It's a big fucking apple.
Who is there? Tainari, is that you? Huh?
It's okay. You can relax, Hypatia. Tainari sent us here to bring you some
Oh, is
food
that
and
why
water.
you were
Here, we have a letter that he
flapping
asked
your
us to
tail
give
around?
you.
The cord was around her tail. And she was like flicking it widely at me.
I see. So, you're friends of Tainari. I apologize for all the trouble I've caused you. I'm grateful that you came so quickly to save me. You even brought all this fruit.
Well, actually, we didn't bring the fruit. It was already here when we arrived. We were kind of wondering about that, actually. When we found you here, there was all this fruit lying around and even some juice dripping from your lips. How did you end up like this anyway?
Oh, really? I seem to understand now. All the fruit was likely from my, neighbor. Must have come by and saw me like this.
Your neighbor? You mean there's someone else living nearby?
Oh? So you're able to see them too?
Wait, hold on a second, Traveler. You say that before we arrived, you saw some mysterious creature and suddenly had a strange dream? Isn't that a little too crazy to believe?
No, I actually do believe what the Traveler is saying. I myself had a similar experience once before and ended up scaring my timid little neighbor here. You needn't worry. They mean you no harm. They only dragged you into the dream because they hoped to buy themselves a little time in order to scurry away.
So, Hypatia, just what kind of creature is your neighbor exactly?
I'm not sure what it's called, to be honest. But I do know that they have some sort of deeper connection with the Dendro Archon. I know this because the first time I saw them was also the exact day my consciousness was able to form a connection with Irminsul. Even after I opened my eyes and stopped meditating, my heart was still pounding, and my mind was racing with all the knowledge that I had touched. And at that very moment, I suddenly noticed a small figure at the opening of the cave. In my curiosity, I began to walk over to the creature. They must have already been used to me living in the cave, because they didn't seem to mind me approaching them. They just kept doing whatever they were up to. It wasn't until I crouched down next to them that they suddenly realized that I could see them.
Oh! And then?
And then I had a dream. By the time I came to, they were nowhere to be seen. I was convinced they'd never show up again. But sure enough, I saw them nearby a few days later. And they weren't alone. I feel like they aren't as afraid of me as the first time I approached them. But I never would have expected them to save me. Yes, no doubt about that. By the way, Tighnari mentioned in his letter that you had questions for me regarding Irminsul. Sorry about that. Sounds like just drinking juice still isn't quite enough for my stomach.
Well, if somebody hadn't dropped the food earlier... Alright, we're up, traveler.
Sounds good. I've never tried any dishes from other nations before. I certainly look forward to it. It's been so long since I've had a decent meal, too. To be honest, the last time had to be when Tighnari came to visit.
I mean, I don't claim myself a cook, but I know how to cook for myself. Where's your cooking thing? Do you not have one? Can I investigate it, please? Make some food by the fireside. Where is the fucking fireside at? There. Alright.
All done! Let's use the empty box that Tighnari gave us since we already washed it. Oh, it smells amazing!
You know what sounds fucking good? Curry. I made myself curry once. It was pretty decent. It was pretty decent. Wasn't able to eat the leftovers because I kept forgetting I had them.
Are you already finished cooking?
I had a lot of other food.
Smells delectable.
That was either leftovers.
I'm truly thankful whenever I can enjoy a proper meal like this. Cooking really isn't my forte.
Oh. Are we essentially giving her a bento box?
Even though everything you mentioned was in Tighnari's letter, it's still hard to believe you were able to connect with Irminsul immediately after smelling Spiritborn eel for the first time. It took me nearly 3 years before I could do so. And everyone at the academia even lauded me as a genius. You should know that some researchers spent their entire lives without ever successfully connecting with Irminsul as you have.
So why does this incense allow people to connect to Irminsul?
The ingredients used to make Spiritborn ale primarily consist of plants created by Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. These special ingredients are conducive to heightening our senses to the Dendro Archon's power. Since the root of the Dendro Archon's power lies within Irminsul, we can occasionally tap into her powers to peer into the depths of the earth. Naturally, anyone who can establish a connection with Irminsul in their first ever attempt must be a person of great understanding.
All its scholars are essentially getting high.
Makes sense. But Paimon's got a question. Why was she sensitive to the smell of those plants for such a long time?
That was primarily due to her body's unique constitution. Stimulated by the incense, she could perceive the Dendro Archon's power and experience the sensory overload, hence the adverse reactions. Taking in any scent similar to the ingredients of Spiritborn Ale would cause adverse effects. Not to worry, though. It appears you've already fully recovered. Technically, your body should still be sensitive to the powers of the Dendro Archon, but unless you're using intentional meditation techniques, the scent of Spiritborn Ale should no longer trigger such reactions.
Whew. Well, that's a relief.
I must admit, I am quite envious of your abilities. Even if it meant suffering from pounding headaches for the rest of my life, I'd consider it worthwhile so long as I could connect with Irminsul at will.
Tell me, princess.
Whoa! You're really serious about this whole thing, aren't you?
You have a cute stomach.
I am a researcher after all. As a member of the Ritalis Darshan at the Academia, my main area of research is the stars and their connection to the fate of living beings. But there is still so much we don't know, especially regarding the mysteries that lie in the starry skies.
From Killstar.
Which is why I must turn to the all-knowing Irminsul for answers.
I do know.
If only my perception wasn't so limited. Unfortunately, I cannot guarantee that my every attempt to attune with Irminsul will be successful, or that doing so will leave my consciousness intact. I am currently in the stage of training known as Satyavada life. Many researchers in Sumeru have lost their minds while seeking to attune with Irminsul during this stage. Sages have said that Irminsul contains divine knowledge, and touching such knowledge without the proper preparations and abilities will only lead to one's mind caving in on itself. That's why we meditate alone. We need to ensure that our minds will be calm while minimizing the possibility of involving anyone else.
Whoa! So knowledge from Irminsul can be super dangerous.
No,
aren't you afraid of the risks, Hypatia?
Of course I do. Especially during nights that are pitch black with no moonlight, and dead silent without even the sound of insects. However, I've been feeling better as of late. I don't get as scared anymore knowing that I have a little neighbor living nearby. I believe that being able to see them is a sort of blessing from the Dendro Archon. But what's strangest of all is that they're clearly an envoy of the God of Wisdom herself, and they have the curious power to make people dream.
What's so strange about that? It doesn't sound so out of place for a divine being, does it?
Well, it's strange because nearly nobody in Sumeru can ever dream.
What?
Oh, is that true?
Yes, well, to an extent. Only children can dream in Sumeru. Adults, however, never do. The sages say that wisdom implies rationality, but that which occurs in dreams is often neither rational nor logical.
I mean, it makes sort of sense. Like, I probably... Okay, granted, when I was younger, I had a lot more nightmares. But that makes sort of sense. Like, in today, like, I typically don't have, like, really vivid dreams unless I'm either taking, like, melatonin slash this type of sleeping aid, or that makes you sleepy, that sends me into a deep sleep. Or, I just randomly get weird random dreams once in a while.
Yes, if one struggles with anxieties, those emotions could influence their dreams. The fact that the people of Sumeru do not have dreams is seen as a blessing by the sages. They believe that Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, the god of wisdom, is keeping us away from the foolish delusions you encounter in your sleep.
No.
I was born into a family of scholars in Sumeru City. Ever since I was a child, my parents would always tell me that I'll know I've grown up once I stop dreaming. I studied hard, enrolled as a student in the Academia, and went on to become a researcher. Sure enough, I never dreamed again. But then, on the day I scared the little Aranara, I suddenly saw a dream again. It was incredible. Though I don't exactly remember what I saw, I clearly recall the feeling. I suddenly felt like I was a child again. Back then, I was foolish and ignorant as any youth would be, but I was free of fear. Maybe dreaming isn't as bad as we've made it out to be. Just be sure not to speak of this if you travel to Sumeru City. They'll look at you as if you've lost your mind.
So, do you have any thoughts about the things she saw when she connected with Irminsul?
Sorry. I'm afraid I don't have any answers as of now. All I can... World forget me. What could that possibly mean?
Oh, shit. Got a bot
If only I
in the
could
comments.
ascend past Satyavada life and begin Paripurna life, I might have some more answers for you. If you two are ever in the area again, please be sure to come and see me.
Wonder why it's not showing up on
There's no need to be
the
thanking me.
chat.
You two are my saviors. Besides,
It
I'm
shows up on
already
my
looking forward to
screen.
tasting some more of your cooking.
Now that we know Hypatia is alright and had the chance to ask her some questions, Paimon thinks it's about time to head back to Gandharvaville.
Alright, that's it. I think there's like 2 minutes till 2 o'clock, so is that the state? Besties! Alright. It's gonna be a minute. I know what I think I'm gonna end that one there. So let me click off that. What we're gonna do, let's, oh my god, sorry if I burped in the thing. It's like, ow. That was a weird reaction. Since I know the Wanderer is shown first off here. So we're putting all in. Oh shit, I forgot. Homegirl, I need to bring her back over here. What's the name of the animal? Earlier I was like thinking about, you know, the religions here and like how the Mansa has a traditional looking, what's a cathedral? There's a cathedral church they have going on. Obviously in Nasima they have the shrines to pray to, you know, their god and multiple other gods. They also have they also have the shrines dedicated to that one character that we rebuilt the shrine. But Sumeru, I mean, I haven't gotten far in Sumeru at all.
Let's move before the trail goes cold.
Let the wind lead.
But in Sumeru, I haven't really took notice on if there's any worshipping places at all. Just wondering. Alright, are you... Wait, okay. What's happening? How do they do this? How long does it take a family to go up? I mean, I figured I should be high up in the sky, because of, you know, animo. I can go higher. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go higher. Sure, did I climb? I'm pretty sure I already climbed those trees, so there shouldn't be any, like, chests on them. Yeah, I already climbed this area. I remember checking this area. Oop. Climbing to the tippy top. No, fuck! No, shit.
Into the wind.
That was close, man. It's delicate matter that we're doing right now. Deep breaths. Don't fall. Oh my god. Damn. I got an achievement. What's it? Summit. Reach the highest point in Sumeru City? Okay. Well, I'm at the highest point of Sumeru City. So, we... What? Oh my god. Okay, so like, when does this happen? Hold on, let me like look it up online. See if there's something about it online. When does a wish banner go up in Kitchen Impact? Every 3 weeks. I know, but like, do I have to exit off and then come back on? Hold on. Let me hold to quit, but I'm gonna go back on to see maybe, hopefully. If I'm teleported off the branch, I'm not gonna go back on it. Damn, okay. I'm back on the branch. What about now? Fuck. Oh my god, I was really hoping to... do this. Let me see.
This scenery is wonderful.
Is it?
Surely enough to convince anyone to become a wanderer.
Oh. I don't see anyone. I mean, whew. Oh my god. I really wanted to pull him, but I mean, yeah, there's other people playing Genshin right now on Twitch, but I don't know what scares demo tomorrow. By his profile the patch today, is it still spoilers and mix? Damn. Yeah. Let's see what's happening in achievements real quick. It's the third time? Fuck. I'm seeing nothing on...
Wherever in this world I roam, I carry memories of my home.
I guess I could
This blade.
their website. Oh,
It is the last link I have to the land of my birth.
Okay, Genshin. Legacy. Right, nothing on their Twitter. Yeah. That sucks. It has been 9 minutes since I think the thing was taken down. And it has been up. Let's give it 1 more minute and then we'll see. Whew. So, I know there's one person watching this. How are you? You don't have to answer, but might as well talk to you. I pulled out all my Animo characters, so hopefully... Ooh, there's the hawk. So I'm just hoping... Ooh, look at this. Yeah. Sorry. I'm so proud that I got that sword. I know I need to start, like, instead of focusing on leveling characters, to, like, grab this stuff so I can... You know, upgrade characters. I heard that's a leaf. That's not an animal. I heard people talking about how someone mentioned about how everyone has their constellation or animals, while the Archons don't have animals. But to me, it's like I'm like, see, that's a sword. It's not an animal. Yeah, nothing. Alright. I was hoping that, like, I really don't want to wait like an extra 30 minutes for, like, or 30 minutes to an hour for the banner to show up. I was just hoping that it would show up, like, once they finish taking us down. Then not, sadly. So yeah, thank you for watching. I will most likely probably like do like a quick stream sometime tomorrow night so I can pull the Wanderer. And I'll just do some of the Archon quests and not do story quests. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope to see you in the next video if you decide to come back. Bye.